There's a good reason every other Japanese TikTok uses this song, and that's because it's a goddamn banger. But if you've ever stopped to consider what she's actually singing about, you'll realize that there is a really hilarious irony here, and that's because this song is about giving up your dreams to chase social media clout, and yet this is the song that blows up on TikTok. You can't make this shit up. This is f***ing gold. Let's start with the hook. By the way, a good translation of this doesn't actually exist, so I translated this myself, and since properly translating songs takes like a lot of time, some of my translations are gonna be kind of rough and or literal, so just bear with me on this. If you happen to be an actual translator, feel free to leave better translations of any line in the comments. What you'll notice about almost all of Wednesday Campanella's songs is that they're written around some kind of pun. Here the pun is Edison and jison shin, which means self-respect. So you might translate this as dance Edison and love yourself, sing Edison and love yourself. We'll get into how this ties into the rest of the song later, but the first idea I want to share is that there are multiple characters in the song. One, Edison himself is singing, but these two lines are different. While the rest of the song is clearly from Edison's point of view, even going ahead and using the masculine pronoun, the speaker here isn't clear because it doesn't actually make sense if he's saying this to himself. To me, this sounds like Utaha herself telling Edison to love himself. I actually didn't pick up on this until looking at the lyrics just now, but this is probably why in the second line, jison shin is written with jison in katakana like Edison's name, and shin using the kanji for heart. So let's go back to the start of the song. 踊る暇があったら発明して歌う暇があったら発明してライブのブッキング蹴って発明してそんな発明王に俺はなる Again, who's telling him to give up singing and dancing isn't totally clear. The last part says, I'm gonna be the king of inventions, so that's him. But it's not clear if the voice telling him to give up singing and dancing is the voice of social media or his inner voice. But what's important here is what's behind it. This voice is telling him to give up what he really wants to do, music. And then we get into his life. 幼少期の頃から家で聴いてた音楽はハウスミュージックサブスクのプレイリスト聞いて曲ディグったならクラブで DJ パソコン開いたなら DTM ソフトは Ableton ライブだけど今作りたいのは蓄音機 Basically, he's singing about growing up listening to and producing house music. But right now, he says he wants to make a phonograph. This is about forming a band in university and, by complete fluke, finding success. But he doesn't know why it succeeded, and so now he sees himself as a failed musician. So this first verse establishes that what he really loves is music, but doesn't see himself as successful, and so instead what he says he wants to do is invent. But because what he really loves is music, even when he turns to inventions, he makes a phonograph because he can't run away from who he really is. Actually, I need to make this clear. Who's speaking here isn't clear either. This could be Edison, or it could be, again, Utaha as the narrator. I'm just assuming it's Edison because of what comes at the end of the next verse. YouTube を見ている 1% のひらめきインスピレーション SNS 通してつながる発明家はコミュニケーションインスタ映え狙った投稿 Weeb ニュースで情報収集間違いなくこれからの時代来るのは活動写真いや絶対来ると思うんだけどな This is about going through YouTube and social media and news sites to try and find what's gonna be popular and, for the most part, failing. So, let's put this all together. He grew up making house music and even had a short stint in a successful band in university. But what he's pursuing right now isn't music, but that same short-lived success. He's trying to chase social media clout, always in search of what's gonna be the next big thing. But he fails because there's no passion behind it. It's not what he really wants to do, it's what he thinks other people want him to do. Because what he's forgotten is that making music isn't about being popular, it's about art, it's about soul. soul. It's about the music, and that's why he had success in university. So when Uta tells Edison to have self-respect, to love himself, it's because he's forgotten that. It's not about the love of random people he doesn't know that matters, it's his own that does. He used to make music because he loves it, and when he got a taste of popularity, he got confused. He thought that's what matters, but it isn't about that. It was never about that. And ironically, that's what made his band popular in university, his love and passion for creating music. So Uta tells him to sing and dance and to love himself because this endless rat race of social media will never ever make him happy. Music will. And even if he somehow succeeds, he'll never be happy because it isn't him. So then it's a really f***ing hilarious irony that this song about not chasing clout, about just being yourself, about loving music for the art of it, is the most popular song on Japanese TikTok. You can't make this shit up. So, before we wrap this up, I want to just gush about this band a bit. I love Suyobi no Campanella. They are my favorite band in the whole world, and they're literally one of the main reasons I wanted to learn Japanese. So it feels so good to be able to make a video talking about their music like this. The first time I heard Wednesday Campanella, I felt that there was something so special about them, that they were just this unique brand of cool, and that if I could just understand what Komai was saying, then maybe I'd find something special, find a piece of whatever magic that produced this band. And so when Uta debuted after their long hiatus, I was happy that they were making music again, but also a bit sad. I felt that there was something missing, like she was just kind of an inferior copy of Komai. But when Edison came out, that changed. I feel like it was the first time she really came into her own with the band. There was absolutely no mistaking it. This was, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Wednesday Campanella. And if I can be honest, after listening to this on repeat since March, I actually think I like Uta more than Komai now. And Edison is now my favorite song. Not just my favorite Suikan song, my favorite song. Anyway, if you're a huge weeb that watches way too much anime, or if you're studying Japanese, I encourage you to check out my main channel that doesn't cover its videos with copyrighted music. I do analysis of anime as well as reviews of Japanese study apps like Duolingo, Wanikani, and Bunbro. Lately, mostly the weeb shit though. Thanks for watching.